Hey, Mastermind Group. So today I want to talk about something that is more sales related, sales and marketing related, and it's about putting together a proposal. And if you're thinking about wanting to successfully bid on jobs and have your proposal stand out or make an impact on the prospect that you're dealing with, to maybe think through what that should look like. And so what I've got here is I've got pulled up a sample proposal that we actually helped create for somebody. This stuff you can obviously do, or have your own graphic designer or whoever you work with to do your stuff can do this for you. But this is actually one of our group members, Manasseh, has given me permission to use this as an example of the kind of thing that we've been doing for some folks. But so what I want to communicate here in terms of presenting a proposal to a prospect and you're wanting to win their business, now most people are going to want you to email a proposal to them. And you'll often get in-person meetings, and sometimes you'll be able to deliver a proposal in person as well. But we need to bank on the fact that our proposals are likely going to be emailed out. And so here's a couple things to keep in mind. When someone gets a proposal, usually what they're going to do is scan through it really fast and look at the price first. And if they're moderately okay or the price is in the ballpark, then they might explore the proposal a little bit more. And so what we want to do is we want to accomplish a few things. So we want the proposal to be visually stimulating and to where it catches their attention, right? This is not just for gimmick purposes, but we want it to be something that is eye-catching on some level. That it exudes or displays a professionalism so that their first impression of us, or maybe this is their second or third impression of us, is one that is consistently professional and simple, but yet competent. And so we want that to be the image that we portray, even in our proposals, because everything that we do, every touch that we have with them is selling them on something. A couple other things we'd like in terms of being graphically or visually stimulating, we would like it to communicate things very easily so that they don't have to go and search for the content they're looking for. So what we want to do is highlight the things that would be of interest to them, and in particular, things that would show them why you're a good fit, and want to not be super wordy and go on and on about how great of a company you are and all the things that you do. So what I was going to do, I'm going to walk through this example of this proposal that we helped create with Manasseh, just to give you a little bit of sort of a peek into my brain as I think about how I would design a proposal. So I want my proposals to be cookie cutter on one level, and then I want there to be a consistency across them so that I could, if I'm selling, I want my sales pitch to be, I want to feel real confident and comfortable in it. And so I want there to be some level of boilerplateness to my proposal, but I also want it to be a little bit custom. And so on this proposal cover page, we've got the actual company that we're presenting the proposal to. Again, it's pretty simple, pretty clean, and I think looks professional right out of the gate. So then we're going to have a table of contents. So basically what I want to do is when they first open up the proposal or take their first look, they're going to be able to know where they want to go in the proposal. Not necessarily necessary, but I think helpful. So the next page, the third page, is going to be what I would call your cover letter page. So I do think that there needs to be a letter or something in the proposal that is personalized, where you're actually addressing the person you're sending it to. You're maybe highlighting or writing about some things that are unique to this job or unique as to why you would want to partner with this customer. So this is really your chance to, if they do read this piece, to sell yourself in a unique kind of way in addition to your boilerplate stuff. And if you guys want some examples of maybe what that letter might look like, I'm happy to send something out and you can reach out to me. So then here's what we're going to do here. So depending on the familiarity that the prospect has with you, what we want to do is offer, and you're going to see on this page and the following page, is I want to just highlight who we are. So at a glimpse, so just this is a quick snapshot of just looking at this page, they're going to see who I am, some basic facts about my business, And again, some of this proposal actually is not complete yet here, so these are just some placeholder text here. But they're going to see where I operate. So they're going to know that I'm a local company, that I'm serving customers in their area. They're going to know I've been in business for a while. They're going to know a few things about me. And then to make clear what we do, so the kind of industries we serve. So I'm wanting to make sure that their industry is listed on here. I want to make sure that ideally there be some social proof throughout this. And I want them to know what kind of services we offer. So I don't want them to be able to pigeonhole us just in that, yeah, we do some cleaning. I want them to know the full scope of what we do. And then here, what we put here at the bottom, and we'll try to, depending on who we're creating the proposal for, so if this is a France proposal, there may be a couple key words or phrases that I want people to, I want to sink into somebody. And so for Manasseh, we have on here fewer complaints, less headaches, peace of mind. We feel like this is something that their prospects are wanting. And so it's some phrases that we're going to repeat throughout. So then what we do, and this is what I recommend to anyone that's thinking about doing a proposal, is I want you to pick 3 or 4 key distinctives about your organization or about your company that would maybe set you apart from your competition. So why would someone pick you over somebody else? And this is the hard part, really, to figure out and uncover exactly what these are. And so, for instance, in Manasseh's proposal, we did 4 of those, I believe. One is, are they the right fit? So the idea behind this one, and you guys have heard me talk about it, is the whole big enough, small enough. That we're big enough to take care of all your needs. So regardless of the scope or the size, we can handle or take care of your facility needs. But we're also small enough to offer a more personalized service. We're not just a soulless, mega corporation. So, and we're wanting to highlight that here because we're often working with really big companies and customers, and we want them to see that we're this good middle fit on this. So that was number 1. And then in order to emphasize this, we were going to put some pictures of their team. So it would sort of hopefully create this, hey, we have an executive team and a leadership team, but we're also, here's our faces, and this is personal too. So then we went on to another page here. We wanted to highlight that they have a super low turnover rate. And they do some really unique things in terms of how they hire and their process for that. So what we wanted to do in just a graphical form is to say, hey, like our turnover is super low. We know turnover is an issue in the industry, so if we can highlight this, I think it's going to be something in our favor, and the customers know that as well. And then we listed the reasons why that was the case. I'm not going into, a lot of detail about the 6-step hiring process or the training program or how they care for their employees or ongoing training. I'm just going to highlight that and move on. So what I want to do is I want to hook them a little bit. I want to pique their interest so that they want to have further conversations with me. So the next piece is a startup plan. So as we talked about this with Manasseh, they had a specific way that they started up their accounts. And we feel like this sells, and we talk about this in the opening paragraph here, in that customers worry about, if I switch, like, is this going to be a disaster? Is the devil I know better than the devil I don't know? And so what we want to do is overcome that challenge by saying, hey, we understand switching is a big deal and it comes with challenges. Here's how we are ready to overcome those. So it's kind of anticipating a possible hesitancy or objection, and then answering and addressing it, hopefully to clear the way for a close. And then the last piece here is we feel like, okay, a customer might ask, how do I know that I'm going to get consistent ongoing service? My old company promised me the moon, and they haven't really come through on that. Things slowly started to get lax, and now we're having consistent issues with them. So what we want to do is create a piece, say, hey, we get that, and here's our plan, our ongoing plan to make sure that doesn't happen. And again, we're not going into a ton of detail, but we want to give some high points to pique their interest, to let them know we're serious about this. And again, all this is done in a professional looking proposal so that this is something they can get through quickly, understand the key selling points, and know the price. And then the last piece on this, you would slide in your specifications. You probably would do that and then put in some custom pricing for this particular prospect. So you guys can see this is not super complicated. This is short. Once the specs and the pricing are added in, this thing might be 14 pages long. So it's short and sweet, but it also packs a punch, I think. And I think it puts you in a good position to make it to the next round. And really, that's what you're trying to do with the proposals is I want to get in. I want to make it into round 2 where I'm one of the final 2 or 3 to be selected. And a good professional, clean, but visually stimulating proposal that highlights 3 or 4 key distinctives about your company, I think is a good way to do that and to make sure that on average, you're getting into that next meeting and having a good shot at winning the business.